Hello out there in the music world. I'm Pirate, also known as Josh.
And I'm Marichen.
Happy Record Store Day 2, everybody.
Woo.
So, y'all were right. Y'all coerced me to go out on Record Store Day 2. Thought I wasn't going to go out, and I overspent, but it was worth it.
Now we got to get you to go out in October.
No, because I got My Chemical Romance, and I spent about $142 today.
Ooh, that sounds like what me and Jared's been doing. We spent like 150, I think. So
yeah,
not far off.
Very appreciative. The owner was very appreciative that I was out there to help. But one of the records I bought for a friend, and because Record Store Day in Canada, if you watched Frank over at 33 RPM, he was talking about Record Store Day in Canada being kind of wonky and the prices, not being like flipped for some reason in a good way. But the local shop that the buddy that I grabbed it for said, if you're looking for anything like particularly kind of hard to find, we're probably not going to get it. And it's unfortunate, but I was able to get it for him. So we'll talk.
Well, that's good.
We'll talk about that in the what we got portion of it. But it was a party. Like, I wish it was this cool when we didn't have the social distancing, So my local record shop before the pandemic times would hand out the numbers at like 5 a.m. and then offer a free breakfast at like 6. And essentially you could go in, have a free buffet breakfast. Then you would be able to, they gave raffles away. It was like a big event. It was like a huge event. Well, of course, everything got sidelined with the human malware. So, but what was kind of cool was everybody was just talking. A guy and his son were there, who were ahead of us last time. We were all talking. They were looking for like the Doors and the Canned Heat, and I was looking for something kind of niche, specific. Because if you got to know me, my music taste is kind of weird. The shop owner, said it was esoteric, which I can absolutely agree, and I think Ricky, you could agree that I have quite an eclectic taste.
Yeah, I think we all do to some extent.
Yeah,
in some way.
But the stuff I was looking for was super limited, but nobody else was looking for it. So that's kind of where we are. We're not kind of like we're mainstream, but not mainstream, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of dudes who this was their first time. A dude and a couple of his friends just coming to hang out. We played music. There was a little French bulldog that was running around saying hi to everybody. Everybody was distant, a little close but distant, talking. And, they went down to like, oh, what should I get at the 7-Eleven for snacks? And we were talking about concerts. And, it was genuinely, it felt like the Record Store Day of the past, where we didn't have this unfortunate virus that we're dealing with as part of the human, condition. But it was great. But my store opened up at 10 and handed out numbers at 7:30. And I'm telling you, there were at least, I would say, like 30-ish people there when I pulled up to get in line. It was great. The people, chit-chatting too were great. I got up there at a decent time. I got there, I want to say, maybe 10 to 6. And I was 5th, and the person who was with me was 6th in line. Got everything I wanted. No swag or anything, but that's fine. No, I got my poster eventually, which is the only thing I really look out for. The CDs, the pins, the other stuff are cool. The bag, I already have like a ton of them. But the main thing I always look for is that poster. That's kind of like my coveted item. So I got that. Finally, thanks to a wonderful member over at needlesandgrooves.com. They are a great forum site for collectors. I probably talked about them almost every episode. So they're great people there. And even right now, if nobody could find anything, they're all working together to make sure everybody gets what they were looking for. So that was really cool. I'm telling you, there's actually nothing really in interest, and I'm going to force myself not to look at the October list, because after today, And with some of the other stuff coming in, I need to stop
Yeah, I
because yeah.
agree. I've been overspending.
But it's because I need to start buying Christmas gifts for other people. So in order to allocate for a possible Secret Santa that I'm doing, I need to not buy in October. If I'm going to say buy my mom something and a couple of things, I want to make sure that that money that I would be spending on myself in the October, November, which would have embargoes placed on them. So basically, I'm not allowed. Anything I buy October on, I'm not allowed to listen to till Christmas. It's just been a tradition thing. It's so I have something to wrap, open underneath the tree because I always buy myself stuff, and it's kind of like my mom says it's easier for her because I just pick out what I want. So it's like at least, and then she throws in a couple of surprises here and there. But it's like so I can at least have something under the tree to wrap since I celebrate Christmas. I hand over anything October onwards, and one of the things I got today was actually it's supposed to be a Christmas gift. So we'll talk about that in that section. But it was really great to just sit there and have this atmosphere because the guy that was coming in, he was brand new to Record Store Day, heard about a couple things, wanted to come in. And then, you had us veterans, and we had suggested songs, and I had suggested, give me your favorite song. And my favorite song of all time is Rooster by Alice in Chains. I don't know if I've been open about that before, but it's been very hard, but I've always come back to Rooster by Alice in Chains. So what's funny is I was given the nickname Rooster for the rest of the morning, which is kind of cool.
Cool. Our line wasn't very chatty, but then again, our lines usually aren't very chatty. I don't know. Like, our line in August was actually a lot bigger than the line in September. We got there around 4 a.m. in August, and we were like 6th and 7th in line. And today, we got there around 4 a.m. as well, and we were 2nd and 3rd in line. And I mean, it was fun, but I don't know, it felt like a little underwhelming. It felt like people weren't very excited about this drop day.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm in a group chat with some other members in the VC, and some of them have not had the greatest drop day experience.
Yeah.
But I do think some of the releases actually didn't make it to stores on time.
Right.
I know that none of our stores got the Tegan and Sarah release that I was interested in, but I think they were waiting for another box to come in, is what the owner was saying. So maybe that is in that box. I don't know. But that was kind of, I guess, disappointing. But I mean, I ended up getting everything else I wanted and more. So yeah, I mean, I'm really not mad about it, but I did have fun. Usually for our Record Store Day, they have like live music and giveaways, and they have food trucks and stuff out there that are in the local area. And this time he just did like a door prize. The last kind of door prize was like the first, was it 10 or 20 people in line got a mask that had his logo on it. And this time the door prize was a gift certificate. So the first 5 people in line got a $10 gift certificate, which Jared and I ended up getting.
Ooh.
And then the next 10, so 6 to 15, ended up getting a $5 gift certificate, which was really cool. That he was kind of giving those incentives to get in line and get a gift certificate to a store. But we had a good time overall. We got up at like 2:30-ish to get ready to go. I was actually up earlier than that because I couldn't sleep. Like sometimes I just get so anxious and so excited that I can't go to sleep. And the one release I wanted was pretty limited, so
yeah,
the one Die Hard on my list that I had to pick up was pretty limited. So I was really nervous about that. Our store actually only had 1 copy.
Ooh.
So I was really excited, and I actually had to have assistance from Jared because it was on like the top shelf of the wall.
Oh.
And it was like just out of reach, and I was like, Jared, please, I want it. I'll die. if somebody
Y'all
else
calling the big
snatches it.
guns.
Yeah, so I was very excited to get that one, but
Nice.
yeah.
So do you want to talk about what we got?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any? You don't have anything else like the pre wrap up, right?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
So I got, and the only reason why I didn't message you on this is because after the time and everything, my friend lives in Canada, and unfortunately, his store said if you're looking for any particular limited release, we're probably not going to have it, which is kind of sad. So, my suggestion for you for the Tegan and Sarah is check Bull Moose. I think the In Groove in Phoenix, Arizona, if you want to check their site, they might have anything they don't sell. They pop up on there, so you might want to hop on that and see if they have it. Because my store only does one per person. I got the Tegan and Sarah for him.
Oh no, that's okay.
Okay.
It was one that was like in my I want, but like I won't die if I don't get.
Okay.
Like I really only had one major want this release, and then the others were just like if they're there and they're a decent price, I'll get them kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll check around and see like if anywhere has it online, but it's not a definite, you know.
Absolutely. Okay, but I got that for him, and we were asking around in our group chat about international prices. It was so easy to go into the U.S. Postal Service. Their form was easy to fill out, and it ended up costing like $20 to ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
That's cheap.
It was like $20.75 for like not priority, but just first class international, and that's like what 10 days or so. So he's like, "Oh no, because I told him it's going to be this." He's like, "I probably would have paid even more than that if I was trying to get it on Discogs."
Yeah, more than likely. I know a lot of times if you order internationally on Discogs, they will hit you hard with the shipping
Well,
cost.
it's because it's the time of year that you ship.
Yeah.
Because right now it's probably a lull period, so I was able to get it for a decent price. So we worked it out. Everything worked out, and the difference. He actually ended up giving me the difference of what was left. He's like, "Dude, you did this for me. Just keep the money," which was kind of nice.
Nice.
So I'm going to talk about the extra one that I grabbed. So I got the Tegan and Sarah. And then I saw this one that was sitting right next to one of the ones that I'd wanted. So there were two main records that I wanted. One of the records, my shop only got 2 copies. And like the one that was more limited, he got 1 copy. So it's kind of crazy to think. And then this one that I'm about to talk about was holding up my main number one want. And that's the Ramones' It's Alive 2. So this was not initially on my list at all. I thought, cool, hey, because I don't know that much of the Ramones. I mean, I like them, but I don't know that much. But I always have someone come with me, and of course, it's always my mom. We make it a tradition to kind of go. And she's like, "Do you like the Ramones?" And I said, "Yes." And then she hands it to me, and she says, "Merry Christmas."
That was nice.
So I have it, but it's on embargo. So, like I said, anything I kind of buy that's kind of in that time frame. So I got the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. I'm going to hand that off to be wrapped. I got the Taylor Swift. That's going to be wrapped. I ordered myself the Alice in Chains facelift. That's going to be wrapped. And then I snuck in an order for $26 for Jack's Mannequin, Everything in Transit from Deep Discount. So that's going to be wrapped. So anything I get there is probably going to be wrapped. Even like 2 of the other releases that are kind of coming in. One that was a gift from somebody. Obviously, they paid for it for me, so I'm not going to have that wrapped. But one was kind of a crowdfunded record, and because of the time frame it's coming in, I'm just like, just wrap that one too. I don't care, because that means it's just something to, I waited this long. I'm fine with waiting till Christmas to open that up,
There you go. Yeah. I looked at the Ramones. It's Alive too, but I have a couple of their other live albums, and it just kind of feels monotonous after you have a couple of them that have some of the same tracks. I mean,
Right.
they're good live, but It's
Well,
not something that I need every live album they've ever put
right.
out, you know?
But this will actually be my first official Ramones album, which will be kind of cool.
Nice.
You know me. You know how much I love live albums. So this scratches two kind of itches. My very first full remote kind of full quote unquote Ramones album, and
Mm-hmm.
it's it's live too. You know me, I love my live albums, and I got since it was out of 8,000, I got 2587, which are
Nice.
actually those are all four of like my favorite numbers. So that that's
Woohoo.
that's actually pretty low pressing out of 8,000 if you think about it.
Yeah. Number 2000. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
2,500. Yeah, like under like the 2,600. That's pretty good. Do you want to do like a pass off back and forth, or do you want me to keep going?
You can keep going if you want, and then I can go
I
through
want you to pick a
mine.
number one or two because I don't know which one to talk about first.
Two.
All right, so let's talk about the curveball release that my lovely co-host pressured me into buying. This was one that he only got one copy, and that is I Saved Latin, a tribute to Wes Anderson. So I haven't seen every one of his films, but I knew immediately his style, and I knew I absolutely loved his style. Fantastic Mr. Fox, Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, Life Aquatic, Darjeeling Limited, Moonrise Kingdom. If you've seen a Wes Anderson film, you know he has a very distinct style to him. There's almost like a little bit of like a British dry humor with like a little bit more of a witty side to it. It's almost kind of like a very dry sense of humor, but his visual style is so unique. He also did Isle of Dogs, which is another animated film along the same lines of Fantastic Mr. Fox. But what I love about this was I Save Latin was pressed onto vinyl initially, but this is like a secondary pressing because if you find an initial pressing, it's very hard to find. And this one was also hard to find because it was out of 1,000 copies. As soon as I saw this, I was watching one of the random vinyl record stores. They were kind of showing off what they had gotten in, and I saw this one, just as a picture. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And I saw it. I'm like, I have to have this. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? And I finally got it. So it's a 2 LP set. One is pink and one is blue. So the blue is for Life Aquatic. The pink is for Margot Tenenbaum. Comes with a digital download and 2 bonus tracks. Now, I know maybe 2 artists on this particular release, and you're thinking, well, why are you doing that? There was a particular video the Vinyl Guru had put out about blind buys. Did you happen to see that video?
Yeah, I did.
So it's kind of like sometimes you just kind of look at the cover and you kind of know that you might like it.
Mm-hmm.
That was this here. And also, it was the same thing for when I got, I love the band Red Sun Rising. I talk about them all the time. Well, I had heard one of their songs on the radio, and I knew it was coming out for Record Store Day, and I just happened to grab it. And it's one of my favorite releases on vinyl. So as soon as I saw this, I saw a couple of the artists on here that I kind of knew but didn't know too much about. There's Satan Motel and Freelance Whales. So I knew that, but I just decided to randomly pull it up on Spotify. I didn't want to spoil it, but I saw there was a cover of Ziggy Stardust, and this is by Margot and the Nuclear So-and-Sos. Wow. This cover is absolutely fantastic. I'm sold. I am sold. He got 1 copy in. And it's very colorful. It's very Wes's style because Life Aquatic had Bill Murray. If you know his style, this is very him with the colors and everything. So it
Mm-hmm.
even talks about on the back, thanking everybody. He even thanked the lawyers for
Oh,
being
that's
able
funny.
to make this happen. I'd like to thank all the artists, engineers, producers, managers, attorneys, and publishers who devoted their valuable time and talent to this project. Now that is dedication to a particular way of thinking, a particular artist. Now, I kind of wanted the Warren Zevon, but I've kind of backed off on that one because just hear me out. So, I got the Spoon record last time,
Um,
and it wasn't the best pressed record. And then, I got another one, but that replacement record was good. But it's like, do I try again for greatest hits when I can just go grab the greatest hits? Because basically all that is new on this one is it was Judd Apatow choosing his favorite songs and basically one track from one of the tribute shows. So I was like, I'm okay with not getting that, but this to me, thank you, Vinyl Guru, for putting out that Blind Buy video, because that absolutely was kind of an inspiration for this one that I've got. And finally, the third thing that I got was Nativity in Black, a tribute to Black Sabbath. So this is the first ever U.S. vinyl release. It's a newly created gatefold package, clear with heavy black swirl vinyl, limited to 3,000 copies. So I got the limited stuff. Like that 1,000, I didn't think I was actually going to get a copy, and I got a copy. So very happy. So you have, I'll give you a couple of ideas of what's on here. White Zombie, Rob Zombie's other band, does a cover of Children of the Grave. There's a band called Therapy, but with question marks, so I would say Therapy. Did a cover, but Ozzy stepped in on vocals. So somebody said, is this really a tribute album if the band members hop into hop in? Yes, it is. Another one that I really liked hearing this was Sepultura's cover of Symptoms of the Universe. Oh my goodness. They turned it into a song that should be on the Tony Hawk soundtrack. It's that good. That different. Megadeth's cover of Paranoid turns it into a 1-minute speed fest of a metal song. Like, it's a minute 24. Like, you turn one of their most well-known songs into like a speed metal kind of song. I love it. Faith No More covers War Pigs. And then the Bullring Brummies cover The Wizard. So basically, it's Geezer Butler and one other dude from Sabbath covering Black Sabbath with Rob Halford on vocals. How cool is that? And then the other one that's kind of cool is Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden with Godspeed covering Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. And what I love about this packaging is when you see it in my video, it is very like the style of it is so Sabbath, it's not even funny, but the back has little pictures for every single band and they look like tarot cards. I'm like, this...
Cool. I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Some metal imagery can seem like sacrilegious, but it's just music, Mm-hmm. But I love the style of metal music anyway, so this
the packaging on that alone was like enough to make me want it, but like I didn't think that I would enjoy it enough to take it away from somebody else since it was kind of limited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the packaging on that alone was outstanding.
Yeah, and the Ramones were holding up this one, so it was like the Ramones were on the same table holding up the only 2 copies he got. So now,
nice.
This one was marked up. I think it was like 37 suggest retail. This was marked up to 42. But I said this before. I will pay the premium price at my store because I absolutely love them. What they do. They're a vinyl-only specialty store. I've been going to them for years. I will pay a more premium price for something if that means they can make a little bit more of a profit.
Yeah, I think the one in our store was about $42, somewhere around there. I remember seeing it and was like, wow, that's kind of pricey. But I mean, at the same time, it's a double LP and the artwork on it looked fantastic.
Yeah,
so.
like that is probably what you pay for like a Sabbath poster. And this cover is a Sabbath. This is like a worthy like poster. And I love the I Save Latin. That was like $34, which is fine. It's a double LP. But because of my friend's help, they put the Ramones at like 34, and then I think 25 was the Tegan and Sarah. So I overspent by quite a bit. I overshot my goal, but I am so very happy I did. My friend said that he was unable to get the Ellie Goulding, which was on his list, and the Tovlo didn't come in for him. The American version is Tovlo, but I think she likes to pronounce it Tovlo. But he got
Hmm.
the Jimi Hendrix, the Brandy Carlisle, which is two songs that she covered for Soundgarden at the tribute show, and then
Uh-huh.
the Alternative Rumors.
Nice.
The reason I say this is I was just talking to him, and he happened to text me right when we were recording.
Yeah. um, but yeah, those are awesome
Toss to
pickups.
you.
All right, I'm gonna kind of go through mine pretty quick because my best friend is actually supposed to come over, and she just messaged me. She's coming over earlier than I expected. So I'm gonna go through mine pretty quick. My main release was the Mott the Hoople release, which was like a compilation of their CBS records repertoire. Um, I've just kind of gotten into Mott the Hoople. A lot of you know I'm a huge Queen fan, so Queen toured with Mott the Hoople in the early days, and I was in a record store, seeing the records for the first time, and was like, you know what, let's do it. Um, and I've really been diving into their discography. So this release was something that, since I've been diving into their discography, I really wanted to pick up. It's a double LP on blue vinyl. It's got some great tracks on there from all the young dudes, their album Mott and their album The Hoople. Some
Nice.
great, great stuff. The color on it is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited to get to spin that one. And again, the Tegan and Sarah release was kind of on my if I see it, I'll get it list. I'm kind of a casual Tegan and Sarah fan. It was just a live album, so it wasn't anything that I absolutely had to have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the other two that were on my if I see it and it's the right price kind of list was the Paul McCartney album. It's Half Speed Master.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've liked the Beatles for a while, been like a casual Beatles fan, have their records in my collection, but I don't really dive into their solo careers. And recently, I've made a friend in the VC who is in love with Paul McCartney and his solo career and his career with Wings.
Mm-hmm.
And so I, was inspired to pick it up. I was like, I don't know much from his solo career, and I honestly don't know a song on the album. It was about $30, so it was kind of like I almost didn't pick it up because it was $30, but at the same time, it's a half speed remaster. It's gonna sound great. So
That's a good
I'm really
price for it.
excited to give it a listen. Yeah, I mean, $30 for half speed remaster, I really couldn't beat it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get to listen to that album and dive more into Paul McCartney's solo career.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one I got was Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise. It was the 25th anniversary of the album. I can't believe it's been that long. Like, I knew it come out in the 90s, but man, I'm not a huge rap, hip hop, R&B kind of fan. But, the 90s, early 2000s era is where it's at for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have listened to Gangsta's Paradise a couple times, and it's been a while. And I seen it was going to be on red vinyl, and I was like, if it's there, if it's a decent price, and again, this one was about $30, I think maybe $32.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double LP.
Yeah.
It's a reissue that's on red vinyl. I can't remember exactly how limited it was, but I don't think it was super available. I think it was kind of one of the smaller releases that they had done, and I was excited to get it. And again, I've not heard the album in such a long time, but I'm definitely excited to get back into it and listen to the album again. It's been a couple years. So those were the ones that I really picked up. I was really excited about it. I'm really excited to get to spin them. Jared actually picked up a few as well.
Nice.
He got the Hank Williams March of Dimes performance. It's like a little live performance. It's got like 5 or 6 songs on it. Of course, everybody knows Hank Williams, he's a country legend. And that one was on red vinyl. It was a 10-inch, really cool. And he also got the Batman and Robin soundtrack that was on
Nice.
red vinyl and blue vinyl. And it's really cool. I've not seen the Batman and Robin movie. He said he loved it growing up, but I've never been into like the superheroes and comic book kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But Yeah, that's what we picked up. We also picked up some non-record store day stuff
Oh, cool.
as well. But I'm gonna leave that for my haul videos. That way, you guys have to go check that out if you're interested to know what else I picked up and maybe hear a little bit more in depth.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't really go too in depth on each release in the video either because I just got home,
Yeah.
filmed that video with Jared, hopped on here to do this little quick podcast
Yep.
with you. Um, so yeah, I've not really had time to clean them up and spin them yet, but
Nope.
I'm definitely very excited. And I know you're probably excited to listen to your stuff as well. So
And I have to shoot my video, so it's like, do we do the podcast
yeah,
first? Do I need to? I'll go shoot my video. I haven't opened anything, so I'm gonna open on camera. You'll get my real time reactions to everything, and from the mock-ups I've seen of the Nativity in Black, it looks awesome. So I am very excited for that. I'm not going to open the Ramones one because again, it's embargo, but I do want to talk about it in the video. So you'll be seeing more in depth when I put my video up.
yeah, there you go. I look forward to your video. I'm gonna try and have mine up later today on
Yes,
Saturday the 26th. So
we're recording
mine
this.
will probably
Yeah.
be up before this podcast goes up. I
Yes.
don't know if yours will be up before then or not, but
Yeah, I'm
go
hoping to
check
get
it
a
out.
nap. I'm hoping to get a nap in, so I'm hoping to go film it and
Yeah.
take a little bit of a nap because I want to add a little more zhuzh to my videos.
Hmm.
So that might require me actually listening to it before I put it up, but I don't have any real other plans today. So it's like today is my day. So I'm gonna go record that and then see if I can get it listening or at least show pictures of it on the turntable in the video. So I hope I'm not being too ambitious for today because I'm exhausted. I've been
Oh
up
yeah, I know that
since
feeling.
well, we've been up early, but it was worth it. It's worth it for the day. It's worth it to support our local shops. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, 100%. I love supporting my local shop, and you know, him and his wife, they're
Yeah.
super awesome. I've actually only recently gotten to meet his wife. She's usually not in the shop, but
Hmm.
she's come in the past couple drop days to help him, and she's worked the day before to make sure they have like some really good used and new stock out. And she's super
Oh,
nice
nice.
and like super thankful like that we come because we went technically twice today. We went through the line to get our record store day stuff, and then we went back in to just peruse the shop.
Nice.
Uh, so, I mean, they're really super great, and I love supporting my local record store. I'll do it any day.
Yep.
You
Same
know,
here.
I'm super pumped for the October date as well. So,
So, what do you, if you don't mind, what are you looking for on the October date?
yeah. I am definitely wanting to get the live Alice Cooper album. I
Yes.
love Alice Cooper, and I usually get his record store day releases. And I'm also looking to get the Skid Row album
Right.
that they're
The
going to
Skid Row.
reissue, Slave to the Grind. Those were like two of my big ticket ones. So I'm really excited. Those are ones that I'm super pumped to get. I've got a month to go at this point. Uh,
Yeah.
so getting closer to having them in hand. And I know we're both excited about the My Chemical Romance release for the Black Friday record store
Yes.
day. So
And I'm hoping
got that coming up.
I'm hoping it's not. It's probably not going to be too expensive, but that's just one thing I want. Because by that point, I'll probably have enough to fill up. My under the tree type thing.
Hmm.
The only thing I would go out to maybe get is the Warren Zevon, but I can get the Warren Zevon anytime. I'm happy with the spoon release that I have, and I'm not regretting my purchase at all. But I've kind of already been bitten by the greatest hits, and I'm like, yeah, maybe no. But the only thing that might pull me is because it's issued by Rhino, and we know Rhino does a very good job.
Yeah, Rhino is fantastic.
Yeah, them and
But
craft recordings. If you get a
hmm,
craft recordings, they are always good.
yeah, those are good too.
All right. Do you have anything more before we wrap up?
No, heck, I know you're ready for a nap. I'm probably not gonna take a nap because if I do, I know I'll be up all night and
Yeah.
want to sleep all day tomorrow. So I'm gonna push through and get my video up, and
Yeah, and
I know you want to film yours, so.
I have floors to lay tomorrow, so I need to
Oh yeah,
get
you
some
need
sleep.
to get some rest. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'll be too much, but we're still waiting on one more part to kind of come in,
Hmm.
so we can lay the floors down. But I'm not going to install the toilet in until after we get basically it's like the caulking that goes in like the bottom of the trim and everything. This is like peel and stick stuff that is supposed to help with the expansion of the floor. So
I gotcha.
that's supposed to come in like Wednesday, I want to say. So I'm waiting on that. That's the last thing, and then I can install the toilet and go from there. But I'm not seeing a problem, but also famous last words. So it's
Yeah, knock on wood, find some wood close to you. You don't
my
want nothing to
desk.
go wrong there.
I think we'll be fine. Here, paper.
There you go.
I think we'll be fine. You know, they say it's so easy. Anybody can install it. You could just score it with like my knife that I use in my videos. You could just score it with that and crack it with your hands. That's how easy this stuff is to work with.
There you go. Hopefully that's a
Yeah,
easy job for you.
yeah. It's only a 5x7 room, so it's not that much of flooring. But I'm taking what I learned for this because I'm going to be renovating my bathroom, the other bathroom, the guest room bathroom, eventually, and that's going to be harder because we're going to rip out the tub and put a shower in eventually. So, but if we have the plumber do that, I can do the floor.
There you go.
All right.
Trial and error.
So this is a shorter episode of the podcast because we're busy still and we're tired. But a normal length podcast episode is coming. So we're kind of still working on a couple episodes behind the scenes. And we maybe actually might have a few guests coming up in future episodes.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
I'm really excited about that, especially because I need to figure out how to add another source and make it sound nice and good. So it doesn't sound like one episode did of my previous podcast.
Gotcha. Maybe we'll get that figured out soon and get everybody.
Yeah. And this is an infamous one because I gave my official quote-unquote review of Taylor Swift's Reputation. And it's probably the harshest I've ever been on a record. And we couldn't use it. This was the former podcast that I had. Because literally the audio was...
Oh, no.
Don't you hate it? It's like, oh... But I also have a lost episode that I might eventually pull out, but I don't know where. I have the files somewhere, but there's kind of negative memories attached to it too. It was the last concert I had with somebody I thought was a best friend, and I kicked them out of my life. So I could talk about it now, great, but I'm like, I can't in good conscience for myself say that I was with a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
So if you've been watching my channel for a long time and been waiting for that, it might never come out because because of some bad memories attached to it. So, but I think I'm babbling now. You could tell we're both tired. So, do you have any last words before I send everybody off?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. Well, whatever time of day, wherever you're listening to this, first of all, thank you so much for listening to this. If you did like this, go ahead and give it a like. Also, if you're brand new to this and you like what you hear, go ahead and subscribe. I don't normally like to ask this, but you know what? I'm in a good mood today. If you did like this, go ahead and subscribe. And also in the comments down below, if you went to Record Store Day, what did you grab? Or if you have a friend that went out or just your thoughts on it, let us know down in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I love reading all the comments. And
yes, I think there was
what people's thoughts are.
I think there was one other comment on another video, and I apologize, but for some reason, no matter what I go in to look for, I cannot find that comment. So that just might be YouTube's hiccuping. And I apologize if you had that comment and you were talking about it, and why we haven't adjusted is I cannot find it. So I apologize on that. Because yay, YouTube backend, am I right?
Oh yeah. I've had some crap with them lately,
Yes,
so
yes, definitely. So, with that, again, thank you for listening and taking your time out of your busy schedule to hang with us. As I say at the end of everything that I'm in, when the waters get rough, keep on sailing. Even if you feel like you can't believe in yourself, or you're having a negative moment in your life right now, or you just feel like no one else believes in you, and you need no one else loves you, my co-host and I, we want to send all the love to you right now. It is a very trying time right now, and even when it wasn't a trying time, it could be a trying time. Your feelings are valid, and we just want you to know we are here to support you no matter what. No matter what you're feeling in this moment, we believe in you. We're sending all the best positive vibes we can to you. And with that, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Take care. Hey folks, thanks for taking a look at the podcast. Here's a little extra quick bit for you. I promised a friend I would talk about this song, and with the tired brain and everything, sometimes you just kind of come up with stuff kind of ad hoc. But I wanted to take a moment to talk about a very good song, and that is "Death by Rock and Roll" by the Pretty Reckless. This is off their upcoming album by the same name, and it's currently sitting in its second week at number 1 in Canada, and it was number 1 for 3 weeks here in the US. So I've talked about, at least on my YouTube channel, the Pretty Reckless and how much I like them, and I'm very excited for this new album. It's followed by it's a follow-up to Who You Sellin' For, which came out October 1st, 2016. So in the time since the band's previous album, and this is according to my buddy, he gave me some information, the band opened up for Soundgarden on their last tour. They basically played with Chris Cornell. And about a year after Chris Cornell, their producer, Kato, essentially it's their unofficial fifth member because he helped form the band, fortunately died in a motorcycle crash. So the band started to work on their next album, their fourth album, at the time with the producer named Jonathan Wyman. So while they were working on that, they dug up an old song named for a phrase Kato used often. They gave it a little polish, and they scored their fifth number 1 hits. And the song actually opens up with Kato's footsteps. Now, this song is absolutely wonderful. You should definitely check it out. Again, one of the best rock songs I have heard in a very, very long time. And the album... Oh, the album. The music video, I mean to say, is pretty awesome, and I am looking forward to the album. But yeah, just your nice little 3 extra minute snippet here. Go check out Death by Rock and Roll by the Pretty Reckless. And again, I still send all the best vibes to you whenever you're listening to this. Take care.